Rizal Beach. Hello. And
yep, it is. Welcome to. Okay, so before we even say hi, we can't say hi, but before.
Hi, welcome to Tea and Things.
Yes, we have to start saying that.
Tracy and Courtney.
Yes.
And this is our 6th episode, but this is the second time we're doing our 6th episode.
8th episode, to be honest.
We had technical difficulties and lost 6 and 7. So this is 6. Although it's the 8th time we're doing it.
I lost 2. I lost 6 and 7. Really, I had a little hard time getting over that one. A little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost okay.
I was far more okay with it than she was.
It's true. But I'm the one that puts it all together like that.
I know. Which is a little
weird, right?
It's a little switchy switch.
It's a little switchy switch. I like it. I'm digging it. Oh, look, you can see Peanut in the picture. Say, hey, Peanut. This is my old blind man. We fight over his age. What age are we saying he is now?
18.
Oh, hey, I agree with that one.
I know, you finally accepted.
You were saying 20 for a long time.
No, I wasn't. You were trying to say 14. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he turned 14 3 years in a row.
Well, what are you going to do? So, I want to start with shout-outs real quick because we suck at that part.
Oh.
We're going to get better at it. We don't write anything down. I've been doing a lot of podcasting, like watching podcasting. And
I like that clarification.
And one of the things that, you see the things that...
Peanut.
You see the things that they do, you guys, be done, boo. They shout out to people. No, that's not true. Yeah, you do, but that's not where I was going. You guys have pieces of paper. They write down what they're going to do. It's like, wow, how smart is that? Didn't we do that once?
No. We've talked about it, and we say next time.
I feel like I had a paper
next time
thing,
we are going to write this down.
We need to go look at the first one again. I haven't done that. So anyway, I still don't have notes. Maybe next week. Maybe we'll do it next week. But I'm going to do shout-outs as best as I can. First and foremost, Marilyn. Ready? 2, 3. Hi, Marilyn! So, wonderful, wonderful friend that watches every one of our podcasts.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's awesome. And she works at Chemeketa.
Chemawa.
Excuse me, Chemawa Indian School here in Salem, Oregon, with in the kitchen, and she's just been there forever. She's been there for a long time, and she just rocks her job. So
she's really good at it.
Hoot hoot to Marilyn. Got to see her last night. We got to play last night.
I haven't seen her in ages.
I hadn't either. She's just awesome. So, and I told her I was going to give her a shout out because she watches every one of her podcasts. So this is for you. And then, I was going to talk about all the podcasts I've watched. And so I kind of get stuck on 1 or 2, right? And then watch.
I only saw a bit of it, but was it Legacy Knits?
Legacy Knits. That's the one that I wanted to talk about.
Loved them, and I've only gotten to see just a of their.
They're awesome. It's another mother-daughter podcast, and I think it's one of my favorites.
Fun. They were really cool. I liked them a lot.
They were cool. Their relationship reminded me of us.
Yeah.
They're just quirky, and they just have a good time, and what it is what it is, and this is what we got. And
they're super cute.
Super cute. So if you haven't seen them, Legacy Knits.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a mother-daughter from Connecticut.
No.
I do this every time.
I don't remember what state they're in. But
there's snow there.
Yeah, that doesn't narrow it down. That's like awesome. It's not Florida.
It's eastern from us.
Or California. Yeah.
It has to be eastern from us, right? Because we're by the coast. Anyway, and shoot, there was a couple more and I forgot. You like your Dancing Geek, and I
do like the Dancing Geek. He's fun.
He is fun.
Although we've recently just been getting over yet another bout of cold-ish flu.
It's been bad at her house.
Yeah.
I'm ready to,
Although we just got new vitamins, so it seems to be really helping the kids a lot. which has been
Yeah,
pretty exciting.
That's been just crazy.
It's like, I was telling somebody about how sick everybody was, and they were like, oh, yeah, first time with a kid in school, huh?
That's what I heard too. And here in Oregon now they're doing kindergarten a day,
full
all day,
all week.
And I was told that's another reason because Courtney, she's kind of a cave dweller, and her kids didn't get out and about with a bunch of kids.
They played with relatives.
Right.
I'm not the biggest social person.
Right, she isn't. I don't know where she gets that from.
Weird.
Right, I have no idea where she gets that from. Oh, anyway, and I was told, kindergarten used to be a half a day. So those little creatures would share their bugs for half a day. And now they get to share them all day long. So what your immune system could handle, maybe can't handle so much. So
I mean,
that's
we've
what
had
I was
a cold
told
every month since October.
You have. It's been crazy.
It has been crazy.
It has been really crazy.
It's been lame.
Oh, it has. Because it's taken me away from my grandbabies for a while.
Yeah, like a week at a time.
To see them. Yeah, not digging it. You need to get over that.
Well, we are. These new vitamins really seem to be
boom, bam, get over it.
Helping a lot.
Good. I hope that works out like that.
Juice Plus.
I
think is the name of it.
Chewables.
They're gummies. They come in capsules, but I choose gummies because I don't like to swallow pills.
Understand.
And it's like made from the pulp and juice of fruits and veg.
I should do a juicer.
Yeah.
Or come by in the morning and grab a juice.
True.
We can juice up for you guys. But we're getting way off podcasting.
Yes. So, what's on your needles?
I was just gonna ask you.
Beat you to it.
Beat me to it. So I'll talk about
like every time.
You do. She does.
I'm on the ball.
She is fast like that. Lemon. So it's weird because we've had 2 podcasts before, so I don't remember what I've put on.
Me too. That's why I brought a bunch of stuff.
And put off the needles and what I've shown, what I haven't shown. So I'm gonna go with what I know I haven't shown, and then if you guys get double peeks, sorry.
It'll have more progress.
This is well, hopefully done, right? This is my latest Devonshire shawl. That is with.
I picked the yarn.
Yeah, she did. Is that coming out?
Yeah, it looks really nice.
It's just beautiful.
It makes me think of your lilac bush.
It does me too. It's going to be a great, fun spring wrap. And it is. I'm making it bigger than normal, so I can hopefully wrap it all the way around and snap it in the back. I'll let you guys see it when I get it done. But it's knitting up really fast. It's really soft. And before I sat down,
what are you looking for?
I had my little paper taggy for it. I was trying to be all podcasty.
For the yarn?
Yeah. Hang on. Let me get up and see if I'm sitting on it. Nope. I have no idea where it went off to. But it is. Do you remember what this is? It's Cascade. It's a Cascade blend.
Yeah, it's got just a scotch of acrylic in it. And then I think it's merino.
Nylon.
Is it nylon?
I think it's nylon. And I believe it's DK weight, right?
Yes, it is.
And so it's kind of like my first one that I did that was brown and brown. And
it's super cushy.
It is super squishy.
So
it's super squishy. So I'm really excited about that. But it's one of the yarns that I got for my anniversary present and that Courtney picked out. And it's so soft that I couldn't not, went crazy on the socks. And again, I don't know if the socks are on. We're going to have to look back and see the latest one and see if our socks got on. Because the socks were a pretty kicking thing. That was a lot of fun. If not, I made like 6 pair of socks in January. Counting the babies. I mean, it's like 3 baby socks, so that was super easy. No, not 6, just 5.
No, you did 5
just
socks, 2 for you.
Right.
So you did 7 socks.
No.
Yes, you did.
I did.
You did 2 socks for you.
So there's 2.
And then you did socks for all of the grandbabies, which is 5.
No, the boys didn't get any. Just
you're right. You're right. 3. Okay.
So I only did 5 pair. I only did 5 pairs.
Yeah. Only 5. Jeez, you slacker.
Right? So I'm going to go back, and if I haven't shown them, because I am a little proud of them, I will put a picture of them in
And
here.
you need to put them on your Ravelry
I did.
projects.
I do.
So
I'm doing
if you
better
want
at
to
that.
see them,
I'm doing way better at that.
go to her Massage Mimi, or no, is it Mimi Massage?
No, Massage Mimi.
Massage Mimi on Ravelry, and then you can look on her projects page, and she'll have all of her socks and stuff. There's not a pattern link to it because she didn't use a pattern. She literally just made them up.
Yeah, I did. I just knitted them. It's one of my favorite things to do.
It's
been doing a lot of pattern work these days.
It's something cool that she does.
Kills me.
But it's also frustrating. So if you want to remake something that she's done, message her and she can give you some tips of what she did do, so you can do something similar. But she never writes what she does down, and she rarely uses a pattern. So some of her stuff, like her Devonshire shawl, is a pattern that she falls back on all the time. So that's something you can.
I know this pattern
as
now,
well,
so I don't have to use it, which I love going by a pattern and not using it. Like
memorizing it, having it be like a back pocket pattern.
Yes, totally a back pocket pattern. So I got those on my needles, and I do believe I showed this last week that didn't get saved. I am done with it-ish. I'm getting on to
the cast off
Devonshire shawl. Like I said, it's kind of one of my kickbacks right now.
Well, they're so cozy and loving.
How does that look?
It looks good.
Is that right side? Or is it inside out? Is it backwards? It's backwards. Because I was thinking, wow, that looks pretty.
I have to say, she made me a Devonshire shawl for Christmas, and I wear it all the time.
And this is all acrylic.
All the time.
This is my other Devonshire shawl that I made. And so I'm going to do the same.
This is something cool she did on mine, where she did the cast off.
I'm going to do that one on this one,
and she did the beading. I'm pretty sure we've shown this before, but
sure
I am just impressed with that beading. I think it looks awesome.
So I'm going to do the same thing with that. I'm down to the cast off, and I do call it the never-ending cast off because it takes forever. But you know what?
It looks so pretty.
Worth it. It really is worth it. If you've done a shawl and you just want to wear it, don't. Keep it on the needles. Get that.
Do the cast off.
Yes. Oh, it's like every cast off takes like 12 to, I don't know, too many stitches. I don't know. It's like, but anyway, so I do have those still on the needles, but I classify them as done. Unwearable done. That's kind of funny. I have my husband's sweater, the anniversary sweater that I'm not going to show because I haven't gotten any further with it. And, bam! This is, and I think I will end with this so you can begin with it. Don't tell me you didn't bring it.
Of course I brought it.
Good girl. Okay. So, we are doing the Rose City.
Oh, Rose City Yarn Crawl.
Mystery knit.
Yeah, the Yarn Crawls Mystery Knit.
Yeah.
If you're looking for the pattern, you can buy the pattern on the Rose City Yarn Crawls website.
Or Ravelry.
Or, yeah.
That's where I found it. It was on Ravelry. And it's brilliant. And I haven't even told you all about it. It's a brilliant ploy to get people, knitters, to go into the city and spend money.
Yeah, no. So, like, for 4 days, I think it is.
4 days, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yes,
of March.
There are a bunch of participating yarn shops that'll be participating in the Portland Yarn Crawl. And you can go from, like, shop to shop, and they've got a bag. Okay. Like, each year they do a bag, because I think, this is, like...
Okay, my turn.
I've done this for
Hang
years.
On, my turn, and then you can finish what I don't, because there's a lot of stuff you didn't know. There's 14 shops. You have a piece of paper that has all of their names on it, and you go to each, in those 4 days, if you make it to each shop and get a stamp, your name goes in for a drawing of 4 baskets that they're going to draw for. Like, cool. I don't even know what's in them, but I want one. And each shop has having their own drawing.
Uh-huh.
Some shops are doing, and you wear you're making, it's a cowl, is what it ends up being. I still haven't figured out how they're going to make it.
People it's mystery.
No, they gave it to you on the 3rd clue.
Yeah.
You should know it by now.
Maybe they haven't started yet.
Yeah, but
maybe they don't want to know.
Anyway, you wear your garment. How's that?
There you go. Your knitted item.
Your knitted item to the yarn crawl. And if you go to a shop with your garment on,
knitted item.
Some of the shops, I think they said, are doing first, second, and third place winners. So there's just going to be a lot of ways to play and have a good time and get into Portland and look at 14 different shops and where they're at and how they play and yeah, that's all I know. Okay, your turn. What did I know?
No, that's it. I know they've been doing it for a couple years.
Third year. This is the third year. So they have a tote bag. We want one of those.
I
really
do.
bad.
Although I really liked the artwork on last year's.
I know, but you haven't seen the artwork on this year's.
Yes, I have.
Oh. Is that the page? Is that the artwork? Is the page that you register on? That's the artwork.
Like the
ball of yarn that's all scribbly?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's like the city landscape in the ball of yarn.
I don't know if I'll have the bag there. Anyway.
Last year's was really beautiful.
Whew, I'm getting hot. I gotta take this thing off. I'm sorry.
Off her needles, she has a really pretty green cowl that she just took off.
So anyway, that's
handbrake.
This is the mystery. This is
the knit along, mystery
the knit along, yeah. And the center is the first clue. Can you see that, baby?
Mm-hmm.
Are you not seeing it?
Yeah.
And then this is the second clue. Kind of squirrely, kind of fun. And then I'm just beginning the third clue. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of different colors. It's not colors that I would have picked for me, and so I don't know if it's going to stay mine. Yeah, I'm not just loving the colors.
Hold it till fall.
I'm just not loving the colors.
Hold it until fall.
We'll see. We'll see. But that's
I like the colors you picked.
all I have on
Maybe
the
we'll
needles.
trade these. I'll knit one for you, and you knit one for me.
I do like your blue one.
I like
the
your
blue
orangey
color.
one.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
very
digging.
fall, pumpkin patchy.
I'm not digging the colors. So, what's on your needles?
On my needles, I have the second Cthulhu glove, or figureless glove, that I am making for my husband. I am just at the very end of the fingers. I've got like a little under an inch left to go. And then I'll do the thumb and duplicate stitch the eyes. So that's the back of the hand. And then here's the palm.
That is so cool. That is so
And unfortunately, so this is the second one. You, in your...
So, I gotta tell them about that one. My box. Show my box.
Oh,
I
in
love
a
my
second.
box.
Let me do mine.
All right. I'm sorry.
Don't get me sidetracked.
It's too easy to do.
That's true. So this is the one I knit first, and I thought, oh, maybe I just need to block it because it's really kind of tight, and my husband couldn't even get his hand into it.
Yep.
So here's this one off the needles, and I still haven't done the thumb, just because I was unsure what to do about it being so tight. And the problem is that I wrapped the stitches for the color work on the inside too tight. And so,
That happens in Fair Isle. That would be classified as Fair Isle, not
Yes.
color work, right?
it was Fair Isle color work. It's a style of color. Yeah. Yeah. Awkward.
Anyway, moving on.
Well, this fits. It fits my mom, so I may wind up just
I
knitting.
think I want it. Can I have a hippopotamus on the other one or something? No, not like that. Okay. You know how they do, like non-matching matching?
That would be in no way matching.
Right?
Why? It's Cthulhu. It's not an octopus.
I was just thinking hippos in the water. I'm sorry. I take it back.
That was weird.
All right. I don't know why our video keeps clicking back and forth, light and dark. I think it's you blocking the light.
Oh, am I
Yeah, I think you're grooving.
bobbing and weaving?
You're grooving with the light. It's
So
weird colors today. I'm not sure why.
that's one thing I have on my needles that will probably be having on my needles for a long time. Because as soon as I get this one done, I get to knit two more. Yay!
So, do I have to take that one out since I'm going to keep it?
No.
Yay! Do you want me to put it on so I can show you what it looks like?
Sure.
I feel like I'm agitating her today.
You are. You keep interrupting me.
I'm the interrupting cow.
Oh my God, you are.
So the British people are gonna go, oh,
I know.
she
If
just called
you're-
her mom a cow! Oh my god!
If
So
you're
same
wondering,
joke.
it's okay. So it's knock knock.
Who's there?
The interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow.
Moo.
We have a 3-year-old that kills that joke.
Oh yeah,
all
it's
day
her
long,
favorite
every day.
joke ever. No, you got it on backwards.
Oh, damn it. So that means it's the other hand?
Yeah.
So you're really going to have to make it for me then, because I like it on this hand. Come on, show it to me.
There you
it
go.
is. And then,
Cthulhu.
oh, it's hard to turn my hand. I don't know why. There it is. Hooty hoot.
There it is. Okay, and so the other thing I have on my needle is
Here.
I finally got the center panel. Dun,
Woo,
dun, dun,
woo, woo.
finished.
That looks really good, baby. That looks really good. Now the yellow is a lot sharper in real life than it is on the camera for some reason. I don't know if you're not getting it close enough or what. But
And so I have
it's
got
way sharper than that color.
the 2 other color work or individual squares for the bottom that I've got done, and I just need to attach. And then on my needles, I've got the side row of the same squares here that'll go in alternating colors all the way down the side, and then I'll do the other on the other side. So I'm setting a goal of being done by the end of the month.
That's awesome, baby. You still needing help, or are you gonna do it yourself?
Oh, I just might do it myself. Just
Okay,
kind
let
of
me
whip
know.
it out. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
And that's what I've got on my needles.
Which off your needles.
Off my
Oh,
needles?
time out. You were supposed to start with your mystery. I want you to show your mystery.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I
love
had that on my
yarn.
needles.
Love it. Now, Courtney started way behind me, like
And
days behind me.
I made a huge mistake,
Mhm.
and I've been waiting for a copy of the pattern.
Right.
So I
Hopefully I'll
haven't
get that
done
today.
anything besides my first day on it.
Right.
Which I had to cut short because I was working, and then went, WTF? I don't have enough stitches to do what you're telling me to do. And that was a misread of the pattern earlier on my part. So then I had to have, because I am a chicken and I don't want to like totally mess up my knitting, I made my mom rip it out. So this is the very beginning of the first clue with a very pretty blue,
It's a
and
beautiful
alternate
color.
it with white when the
Beautiful.
color striping
Can
comes
you
in.
pull that table forward so the light thingy is driving me crazy? I'm sorry. It's just driving me nuts. No, you're going to have to pull the whole table because that just made us dark. Sorry.
Why don't we do a quick, can we pause?
And we're back.
Sorry about the unexpected interruption.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so off my needles.
Nothing.
Off my needles, finally. So this is
I
this
feel like
sock.
we should have like.
I know. I need fireworks and big hurrahs. So-
That's just for you, babe.
Thank you. This sock is archive because this sock I knit 7 years ago in one weekend, and it was my very first ever sock. So I was like, woot woot, who's awesome? And then once I cast it off, I was like, man, I'm so good. Oh, but wait, I have to knit another just like it.
Oh, wait.
And so this one has slowly progressed 7 years on the needles, people. And it's finally off! Look at that! No needles, cast off, same length.
You know, can I tell you what impresses me the most out of all that?
That I didn't throw it away?
Well, yeah, that too. But what impresses me the most about that end product, keep it up there so you can see what I'm talking about. 7 years from sock to sock, and it's the same size. It's the same. And, you've learned a lot in sewing or knitting.
Yeah.
You've learned a lot. And
This one was my first ever sock.
right.
Ever.
And that's just crazy that it didn't change. Her tension line didn't change. Impressive. I'm impressed with that. Good job, baby girl.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
I love them. And they are the only ever socks that I've knit for myself so far.
Her first pair.
Well, that's because I started knitting it before I had kids.
Ah, now you have 3. How
Yeah.
funny is that?
I know. And the funny thing is that with every pregnancy, I was like, I'm going to finish these socks, and that way I've got something cozy to wear right after the baby's born, and I'll just wear my Gryffindor socks when, like in labor and stuff. And never did it. But yeah, so they're done, finally.
That's awesome.
And I've knit
An
socks.
archive and off your knees.
I know.
How often do we get that on camera?
Well, and the funny thing is that I've knit a lot of socks since.
It's true.
Like in between the finishing of this.
Like a lot. Like kids. Your kids' socks up the butt.
I've knit, at least 2 pairs of socks for each child, 1 pair of socks for Everett, a pair of socks for you, a pair of socks for Dad, and a pair of socks for Joe. So 10. I've knit 10 pairs of socks.
In between.
In between the starting and finishing of this pair of socks. And I don't know that I will ever do so much ribbing in a project again, because I don't particularly care for doing ribbing.
Who does? Really? Tell me if you do. Seriously.
Yeah, if you like ribbing,
Let us
then
know.
that's odd, and I want to know why.
That's odd. Oh, you're funny. We know, Judge. There's
Yeah,
no shame
no,
in
I mean,
ribbing.
if there's a if you
There's
like
no shame
ribbing,
in
I
ribbing.
want to know why, because then maybe it'll make it more enjoyable for me.
There you go.
There
you go. Help us find a way that's fun, because it ain't fun.
Yeah, like
ain't
right
fun.
now in my gloves, I'm on the ribbing of the end of the fingers, and I'm just like, oh, when will it be done? In fact, I was so stoked. I was like, because you have to have 1.5 inches with the size that I'm doing of ribbing, and I was like, cool. I've got to be a little over 1 inch. No, I'm like 3/4 of an inch.
Peanut is laying on my string. So I have to, and he's so old. I don't want him to move about
Right.
if he doesn't have to. So
So what else did I have off
I'm
the
gonna
table?
tickle him a little bit.
I brought something else, and I don't remember what.
Did you bring an archive? I wanted you to show off this archive. That's why I put it here.
Oh.
That one's mine. No, it's not.
No, it's Dad's. Yours is in your closet.
I wear this one all the time.
Because Dad doesn't.
Because Dad thinks it's mine.
Okay, so my very first ever knitting project was this, as I've said before, from Charmed Knits. It's the Gryffindor years 1 and 2 house scarf, adult size. So it's freaking long. Like forever and a day, and it just keeps going and going
It wraps
and going.
around the neck. I do the loose, the noose around the neck.
Yeah. I double it.
I love it.
I double it in half, put it
Right.
around my neck, and then loop it through.
Yep, that's what I do too.
And it's still super
Ginormous.
long.
It's super long and super big and
It's
super bulky.
really cozy. It's
Great for
knit in the
snow.
round,
Yeah.
so it's
Double thick.
doubled.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Awesome.
And I've knit. That's a lot. So I knit one for
This is a
my.
lot. Yeah.
I knit. The very first ever project was this, and since then I had that one get destroyed and knit another one, and that one I think either got destroyed or no, that one again.
You
got-
washed one.
Yeah, that
Oh.
one got washed. And it was a not washable yarn.
Yeah, it became sad.
Yeah, I felt it. And then I then I knit another one for myself, which has since been misplaced. I need to again one for myself.
No.
Yeah, I know, it's really tragic. And then I knit one for my dad and my mom. Hers is
Husband.
Hufflepuff. And my husband has a Slytherin one. My son has a Gryffindor one. Although now he wants me to knit him a Zelda scarf
Of course
with
he
the Triforce on it.
does. Of course he does.
Yeah, which I think will be kind of cute. So, yeah, this one. I love this project.
I do too.
And it's like the easiest in the world project ever. Because literally, all it is, what did you just do at me?
Nothing.
You yawned at me.
A little bit. No, I didn't yawn at you at all. At all. Not you at all. Your knit
Yeah, it's a boring knit.
It really is.
It's a perfect knit though if you're wanting to like focus on watching something, but you want to
So
accomplish.
do you remember the new knitter that we met? So we started going to a knit group.
I
I
don't
don't
remember her
either. And that was,
name. And
I
she was
sitting here.
super sweet.
I wanted to shout out to the knit group.
Yes.
because
So we
knit
went.
Groups are fun.
We just
Oh
learned
my
that.
God, right?
Apples to Oranges is the local knit shop here in town.
Here in Silverton.
Super great. Group is meeting there Tuesday nights.
5 to 8. Super
Really great group
Yeah.
of people.
We
It was
really enjoyed
so much
And
fun.
they're all doing the knit along, the mystery knit along.
Yeah.
That's what got me into it. And how fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Way fun. And the nice thing is that the knit shop also sells and serves a local tea.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Portland or Eugene? It's somewhere in Oregon
We'll have to find that out.
that the tea company is.
We'll find out.
Pretty good tea,
Yeah,
actually. I
it's really
enjoyed
good
it.
tea. I enjoyed that tea.
I've
It's
purchased
local, Oregon.
their English breakfast, I believe.
I did their
Loose leaf.
version.
I liked. Well, I actually have a bag of their English breakfast.
I got a bag of their sleepy portion.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Is it good? Their English breakfast is good.
I know.
The jasmine.
Jasmine.
Last week I went and got a cup of the white jasmine tea. And
Dragon
white
jasmine. It was beautiful. It was
super great. It didn't need sweetener. It didn't need nothing.
No,
it was
good.
delicious.
They had one that had a smoky flavor, and I don't like smoky.
Yeah, I wasn't a big. I thought I would, and I didn't.
I did
Like the
too.
description of it was
awesome.
tantalizing.
Yes, it was. And I was like, I want some.
Yeah, I
Okay,
didn't particularly
I
like
couldn't
it.
even drink
The
it.
kids loved it.
They did, but your kids are weird. They just like warm fluid.
My kids love tea,
Mm-hmm.
especially my youngest.
Love.
She will go cray for some tea. Any kind of tea.
Yep, she's a tea
Cold,
drinker.
hot, sweetened,
She's a-
unsweetened.
she's
It
my
does.
little
It
teetotaler.
literally does not matter. If it's tea, she will drink it.
Yeah. So we're doing.
But yeah, so shout out to the Apples to Oranges Tuesday night knit group. You guys are awesome.
And we'll have names. Actually, we need to get permission before we can use their names. I just remembered that.
Yes, but
So good thing that I have a
Tuesday,
good memory.
Tuesday night knit group. You guys rock.
You guys rock.
We had fun and we look forward to seeing you guys
Yes.
next week.
Enjoyed ourselves a great time. Greatly. Okay.
And excited to try new teas because I think maybe that should be our thing on Tuesday nights is try a tea we haven't tried.
Ooh, I like it. Ooh.
Left you hanging.
She did. Did you see it? I got it on tape.
Well, you mentioned tea, and I had to.
So why don't you talk about your tea?
So this is I love. All of a sudden, I've become like rather in love with teacups and saucers, and this is my mom's, and I love it because it's pretty. Isn't that just gorgeous?
Mm-hmm.
And
It really is.
what is this?
It's my
Tetley.
first one that I bought. It's a good Tetley cup. Yeah, good old Tetley.
Yep, we've got a cup of Tetley.
Yeah,
Tetley
milk and
black
sugar.
tea.
Yeah, yeah, good old Tetley.
It's a fallback. I mean, you cannot. If you've got sugar and milk and black tea,
Can't go wrong.
you've got a good cup of tea.
Yeah, just waiting to be brewed. Just
Right?
gotta-
I
but
mean,
you gotta
it's just
You know, the thing with black tea is you
don't
gotta,
oversteep it.
No, that's not it. You have to make it because
You
Some
left
of
your
us-
tea bag in?
some of us like the
The
tea bag
bitter?
left in. I like the sweetness of the beginning of the tea. I like the coloration getting into caramel because you got milk in there, so it starts turning into a darker caramel.
I love the
And
color
then-
of tea with milk.
I do too. So pretty.
Like, I would paint
And
my
then-
walls with that color.
Your last maybe 2-3 sips is a little bitter from the tea bag being left in.
in.
I like that. I like the flavor changing in my tea.
Joe does not.
Anybody else like that? Am I just that weird? Or?
I don't mind it. I think it
I
makes
like
it
it.
stronger. So it's like if I'm making a pot of tea just for myself, I'll leave the tea bags in the
Yeah,
pot
I do
of tea.
Too. I do too. I always leave the
But
tea
if
bags
I'm
in.
sharing, if I'm making a pot of tea for anyone else to have with me, I time it, and after about 4 minutes, I take the tea bags
See, I
out.
did that for your tea today, and I figured, I'm just gonna do a good old British tea, and I had to go back to the time that I was a young kid and lived in England, and I lived with an old couple. We lived with an old couple. We lived in their house in Felixstowe,
You had like a flat, in
and we
their
lived
house,
on
right?
the very top flat. Their house was like a 3-story ginormous house, and each story was sectioned off as a flat. and my husband and I lived on the first flat up at the top, and the cutest oldest couple, and I wished I could remember their names, but I don't. Anyway, they taught me how to make tea the right way. And
Of course she
I
did.
was so American when I got there, obviously. And it was like, tea? No, we do coffee. And she's like, oh no, babe, we do tea. And how many minutes to wait, and look at the color. And it's not, you don't look at the clock, you look at the color. I mean, it was just a lot of fun. So I kind of pulled that back this morning, and I thought, because we were having our cup of tea and saucers, it brought the old British couple out in me. I loved it. So anyway, my teacup is one that, so Courtney's teacup that I actually bought that one. It was pretty expensive. I bought it at Bauman Farms. They have a really good tea section, not tea section.
They have a nice tea
cup
set section. And they've got teapots.
Yep, and they do tea parties.
They do seasonal event tea parties.
I've yet to go. Maybe we need to go there.
I want to go, but I would be a little disappointed in the fact that all of their treats have wheat.
Right, it's true.
And we cannot eat gluten.
We can bring our own treats if that's the issue.
But that's kind of like the part of the whole...
No, it's getting together and chatting with beautiful cups and teapots.
That's true, it would be fun.
Right, the biscuits, just bring your own. But, so this is from Goodwill. It's just a little china, white china. It's really pretty, very simple. I like simplicity. But I'm going to have Courtney take this up. I'm kind of sitting far back and having a little bit of a day today. Courtney bought this for me yesterday. She found it in a little shop.
Yeah, I found it in...
Red Barn?
No, actually, I got it from the one across the way.
Oh, the garden center. Oh.
Yeah, because they open a
there.
half hour earlier than the Red Bench.
Wow, Red Bench. Wasn't either barn or a door. It was a bench. So anyway, show it to her. Yeah. Lilies.
Or daffodils.
Excuse me, daffodils. One of my faves. They make me think of a teacup and saucer.
Well, I love it because the person who
favorites
owned the
of
house
ours.
before us that we live in now, they planted daffodils
Yeah.
all around, and
It
I just
helps you
love them.
You think of your grandma.
Yes, I do think of my grandma. They were a flower she enjoyed a lot.
They were, because they were the first flower of spring.
Yeah, and I would, when she was here,
Yeah.
I gave her
That was her last bouquet of flowers that she got to have before she went home.
was my very
Before she
first bloomings of daffodils from my yard.
So,
And then I did the same on her grave.
yeah. So super special that one is. And that's our tea bit for today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do what's off my needles.
Yeah, what's off your needles?
So what is off my needles? Another handbrake. Imagine that.
Surprise, surprise. We are all shocked.
Here's another handbrake. This handbrake was made of. None of this is synthetic, but I can't tell you what it is. It's from
Because
my
it's
stash.
stash.
That's been,
Stash Buster.
Stash Buster. It's remnants, that one, of projects gone by, and that I just had left over. And I do believe this is going to go to my niece, Wendy. I do believe.
So if you're watching, don't be surprised when that shows up.
I'm going to get this when we come home to take Grandpa to the house.
Are you going to make one for Amber?
I should.
Yeah, what color are you going to make her though?
I
She's
don't
kind of a
know.
purple girl.
Is she a purple girl?
I don't know. When I
I'll
think
have
of her,
to
I think of
ask
purple.
her. And Amber, if you're watching this, shout out to her, sweet girl.
Hey,
lost
Amber.
her puppy.
Sorry about your puppy.
Yeah, a couple
That was
weeks
really
ago.
sad.
She was a service dog that was retired, and I was so proud of Amber because a lot of times when you get a service dog and they retired, you can't keep them to get another service dog. They have to go to a retirement home. Right?
That's sad.
Right? And Amber was like, no, she did me good. I'm going to do her good. And I'm proud of her for that. I'm really proud of her for that. I don't know if she's going to get another one or not, but Heartbreak City, and I'm sorry, sweet girl. I'll text her and see what her favorite color is, because I need to make her one too, don't I? So that's off my needles.
I don't know. Like, I'm obsessed with lilacs and wisteria lately, so everybody seems purple. to me.
Everything's purple. to
Everybody
you.
needs a lavender purple something.
Is that all I have off my needles? I feel like I had more.
You've just been working on your...
The crazy socks, the knit along.
Yeah, all your
I
socks,
grabbed a
all
hold
of
of this
her off the
crazy-
needles have really been given to who they are going to.
Look what I just did. I just pulled those needles right out. I know, right? But hey, pay attention, girl. I guess that's all I got. That's really sad. I really can't think of.
Well, you've given them all to who they go to.
Is that what it is?
Pretty sure.
Did I give anything away?
All your socks.
All the socks are gone.
Didn't you make something for Christina?
Did I?
I thought you did.
The knit markers.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot of knit markers.
I have no idea. So I have to show. My husband is. Did we show that hat? He's hidden the hat. He's hidden the hat.
He hid it. Oh my god, we haven't shown that hat.
We need to. So I'll try to find it to do it next week.
It is freaking adorable.
It's hysterical. It was a banked item. That's not the right word. Oh shoot, I can't think of the word. What is it? Hibernated item. For years. Hibernated. Like. Sorry about that. I'll call him back later. It was a hat from leftover yarn from the kids'
Christmas
Christmas
vests.
sweaters, which were 2-3 years ago, and I just wasn't getting it done. And
No, it wasn't last Christmas. It was the one before.
Okay, so it was only 2 years. It felt like it was longer. Anyway, so I got this, and I thought, well, nobody was really needing a hat. What does that say?
Need or want?
Could you? Nobody was in need or
It was just letting you know you missed the call.
okay, need or really a want of a hat. Nobody was really like wanting anything. So I thought, well, I'm in between, and and I need something. So I just grabbed that. I was like, I'm just gonna finish it. And I had a gray yarn that was quite a bit. It's like, okay, I got to use up this yarn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I decided I was gonna make a point on it and put a ball.
So cute.
Oh my
So it's like a
God.
stocking,
Oh,
like an
yeah.
old-timey bedtime stocking cap. So it's got like the long point that like folds over. And
It
it's
is
so
it
stinking
did
cozy,
turn
too.
Cute, but it wasn't like a hat that none of us would like look forward to make.
So again, not a pattern.
That's true.
Which is unfortunate now because now she's got 5 people being like, "Hey, what you doing with that hat? I want it." And Dad's
It
like,
was-
"Back off, it's mine."
It
And so
was
now she's got to try and figure
crazy.
out how to knit them again because she's got a line of
A
people
line of people
wanting the hat. So much so that my dad has hidden the hat
It's
so that way
true.
nobody will walk out with it. Because I would not put it past my children to just wear it and forget they're wearing
Smirk
it and walk away.
Yes. And so, you would think none of these people have hats, right? This is one archive. It's really dark.
It's a very navy blue.
Yeah. The little stocking cap. Rick's got like 4 of those.
No.
He has like 4 of those. So it's not like he's hatless, people. It's not like he's hatless. There we go. See? But
You
really,
look like you're ready to go work on the docks.
right? It's cracking me up. So now I've got, Everett calls it a Santa Claus hat because of the ball.
That's adorable.
Yep. And almost every time I see him, has my Santa Claus hat coming. And it's like, boy, I gotta get yarn for it. I don't have yarn for it
You need
yet.
to because I want one too.
Right. I just think that's gonna be next year's Christmas present.
I have to wait till next year.
Well, this year's Christmas present, right?
That's like almost a year away.
I don't know. This is what I have to do. This is what everybody's doing to me. It's hysterical. It's just cracking me up. It's cracking me up. Love it. And that just makes you feel good when people are fighting for your knits. It's like, yeah, I rock.
Until you're on like the
Until
fifth
you
one.
have like 5 people
and you're like,
wanting
oh
to
my
knit.
god, I don't want to knit this anymore.
Right. I want to do this instead.
Right. Well,
That's kind of
I've
how I
already-
did this. It's like I'm looking at Rick's sweater.
I need
a
to
bunch
stop
of
looking at
lineups for-
patterns.
And I've got sock yarn that I want to put on the needle.
I've got socks that I want to knit. I want to knit me another pair of socks. My husband wants another pair of socks. All of my kids want more socks. And my middle child wants me to knit her a cat, which I haven't even got the yarn for.
Yeah, there's just a whole lot of projects going that's a butt in front of that hat. That's the scary part, right?
Well, and I've got a blanket on the needles that I haven't brought in because I need to buy the rest of the yarn for it.
Right.
And I need to finish the blanket I'm doing. And then I
still
really
feel like I'm showing much today.
I really want to knit. So I made up the pattern for the Harry Potter blankets that I've knit. And I've got another idea for one that I want to knit for myself for our couch, like a throw blanket.
What is that?
So I've done a Gryffindor blanket for Emma. I'm in the middle of the Hufflepuff blanket for Anna's new baby. And I want to do a Hogwarts blanket. So I want to do a column of Gryffindor colors, a column of Slytherin colors, then a color work panel in the center of the Hogwarts crest, and then a column of Hufflepuff and a column of Ravenclaw.
How cool is that going to be? You know what I want to do? I want to knit a star quilt.
Oh.
I do, really bad. I got to figure out how to do that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I'm thinking about knitting it. So Michelle was like, knit it in the round, and starting from the center.
Oh, okay.
And that intrigues me.
That makes sense. I was like, I did not get what you were talking about, how to knit a blanket in the round.
Right, starting from the center,
and
like a sock.
So it would be like
bigger. How do you make
like
it
how you would
flat,
crochet
though?
a blanket,
right?
Or
exactly.
or not a blanket, a throw rug.
Right.
I could see crocheting it. I don't know how you would knit it though.
Right. Yeah. So anybody knows how to do circular that's flat? Maybe I should YouTube it.
Maybe
knitting flat circular. Anyway, my thought pattern to it is to not do it that way. To do that's funny, but to color work it. You know, put it on a graph paper it out, and start from the bottom and.
Okay, my thought process would be to do it like the whirly twirly.
I don't know how to do the whirly twirly.
And do the separate squares and stitch them together.
So a long time ago when Grandma was here dying, that's where the big squares came from, because I was going to do the small square diamonds is what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like the star quilt with fabric, you cut out diamonds and you put them together. And yeah, it wasn't working. It wasn't working even kind of, because they were all, some
different.
Of them, yeah, it just didn't work out. So I just kind of put it aside, and then my wonderful friend Michelle, shout out if you're watching. She is a sewer.
Thanks for the patterns, by the way.
There you go. She is a sewer extraordinaire. Her sewing ability
is amazing. She is phenomenal.
Amazing.
Love it. Oh my God, she makes the most beautiful quilts. Beautiful quilts.
Right.
And I love that she was like, oh yeah, I put this together, and just a quick thing, and it's like, holy crap! I spent like 2 months on a star quilt, and it looked like crap next to the one she made, and just
I
like
did that this weekend.
I just had this fabric, and I was like, man, what am I gonna do?
Right.
I'm like, awesome.
So I was over at her house a little while ago, and we were chatting about star quilts, and I'm like, I wish I could figure out how to knit it. And she's like, do it in the round, blah, 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 do it this way, do it that way. Said so many ideas for me that I think I might try it again and have that be my blanket. But, the whirly-girly, if I could figure, because I think the whirly-girly
I want to do
squares.
the whirly-girly.
Well, I'm thinking.
I've got a lot. I'm starting to compile a lot of.
I'm thinking that the whirly-girly squares might hold their sides, right? Because that was the problem. Knitting it in the diamond, they wouldn't hold their sides to make the star pattern.
I'll have to give it a go.
A doable pattern. Yeah, I think I would like to give it a try. I think I might YouTube how to do circular flats, a flat thing in a circular pattern, and then try that and see what that looks like. Maybe do a couple of whirly-girlies, because I do want to make that.
I want to make one.
Whirly-girly thing. And what else? What other one? Oh, and then if none of those work, then I'll do the and just
graph it out, color working,
and make it one big piece. I kind of think I'm afraid that if I do the whirly girly, I won't want to put it together, right? Because you know me and piecing things together, I hate it. I hate it.
That's why I think the color one might work more for you.
I think so too. So it's all in one piece when I'm
Well,
done.
because that's what I started doing. Like, okay, so my Gryffindor blanket
Right.
was all knit.
Your color work is making me think that I could do it.
Well, the Gryffindor blanket, except for the Gryffindor lion,
Yeah.
was all knit individually and then sewed together.
Oh.
The Hufflepuff one, I'm doing differently because I don't like sewing stuff together.
I don't either.
And not that I hate it,
Well,
but
it's
if I can avoid it, why am I sewing it together when I could have just started another
Right.
row in the next color?
Right. Well, okay. And so my whole thing is putting it together. So you've spent all this time knitting a separate project, right? A piece. And now you've got to hopefully put it together seamlessly.
I liked the way it looked stitched together.
You did?
I loved it. I thought it looked great.
Like piece together?
I thought it turned out really cool. If you want to see it, I've got a picture of it in
Ravelry?
my Ravelry projects page. Just a Gryffindor blanket. I'll show you a picture of
It
it.
is cool. She's done some pretty amazing blankets. And you do good about keeping your Ravelry page up-ish.
Up-ish.
She'll go through bouts and she'll put a bunch of stuff in.
Yeah.
I have gotten so much better.
I will have,
I am-
nothing
right.
on there, and then all of a sudden,
So much better.
the next time you look, it's like, wow, how did you do 10 projects
Right? Yeah.
in a day?
Absolutely.
No, I'm just updating it.
Just updating. Yeah. Yep. And I am trying, and I'm even trying to take a picture as the project's going because I am not a note taker, and I figure I'm gonna let the picture talk about it.
I don't note very much either.
So yeah.
Oh, I had a stitch that wasn't quite off the thing. It was all wonky.
So yeah.
Accidentally purled a knit and
What is off of our, what is it called?
rogue.
Rogue.
Your stitch markers.
I know, but I don't want to re-show them and re-show them and re-show them. I don't know when I started showing them.
I don't know. Well, if you haven't seen them because they got lost, Mom has been spending a lot of time making these super awesome, in all different kinds of beads, stitch markers. Don't shake. There you go. So here's her little owl one. And she makes them with different sized loops. So you've got the small needle ones and large needle ones. And then she does some that are place markers that have little tiny, what are they, the crab claw hooks.
Yeah.
So you can snap it onto your actual stitch and mark where you started so you can kind of see your progress, which I think is cool.
I loved that idea. I've yet to use them.
Buddha face. So.
I've yet to use them. Because when I sit down to knit, I knit like a mad woman and I either finish it or get where I want and keep going. I don't know.
So.
I'm going to have to do that.
I like it because on projects that you're like, oh, I'm not moving at all. And you can see if you're actually progressing or if you're just feeling like you're staying in place.
Right. Well, and I feel like, so I seen that on podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked that they were like, this is how far I've gotten from last week. I really liked that a lot. But I find that I am such a crazy knit fiend that I'll finish it before I get back to the next podcast.
Which is a good thing.
It is ish a good thing.
It's a good thing.
That tells me that we're not doing it every week.
Right. And then I think that's kind of our only rogue. My rogue has been gardening. I'm planning out. I'm planning out my veggie garden
in my backyard.
Yeah. So Mom gets to put in a garden this year. We're gonna be garden buddies. Oh yeah, garden buddy. Yeah. And oh my God, my roses came.
Did they?
Yes,
Yay!
I'm totally excited. So as a Valentine's Day present from my husband, I got climbing roses, and not just any climbing roses. No. I'm a big fan of Agatha Christie. She's an author who does murder mysteries. Probably heard of Murder on the Orient Express. Is probably one of her most well-known stories. She is the creator of Miss Marple and Poirot. She's just super awesome. And she wrote in the 1940s. And there was a rose, a climbing rose, named after her that was bred in Germany, and it was bred in the 1980s. And I got to, which I'm totally excited. I've got my backyard chickens, and they've got a completely enclosed run. And so I'm going to have the climbing roses, which are non-toxic, so that's just cool, climbing on one corner or end of their run. And then this year I'm going to be attempting to turn my kind of raggedy backyard into a English cottage garden.
Nice.
And I'm really excited about it. So yeah, that'll be my first installment into my cottage garden. Because if it goes well this year in the backyard, then we'll maintain it next year. And we've got sidewalks going in the front, so then we'll do a picket fence in the front, and I'll get to do the same in the front yard.
That's so cool.
Yeah, which I might do a different color palette. I don't know. But right now I'm planning on doing like pinks, whites, purples with, I've got like 1 or 2 yellow plants just to kind of add a splash of something different.
That'll be pretty.
Yeah,
We'll
my
take
Agatha.
a picture and we'll put it. You know, I want to learn how to play with this a little bit more so we can add pictures.
Yeah.
Because one of the things as you're talking about your garden that's popping in my head is the yarn crawl.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take some footage.
Yeah.
Like video footage. And put the yarn, have our podcast in as the yarn crawl.
Totally.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Super fun. I like that idea.
I like that idea. I don't know that I can do it. Look for it. Sorry if I don't manage it, but I'll try.
But our weather's been so wonky right now. It's been like super warm in the day, like up in the 60s.
Right.
And then we get a frost, just a light frost in the night. So
Daffodils
it
are coming
doesn't
up already.
drop down super low, but I'm not wanting
A little
to.
early.
I'm debating when to start my seedlings indoors.
Don't do it yet. I'll
I
tell
know.
you when.
Okay, because I think I'm leaning
My
towards
Russians are holding up.
into the month to start my veggie and herb seedlings inside. I'm really excited to get them going. But I need to finish pulling up the old stuff from last year's garden in my veggie beds. And I want to get some like compost to add into the beds before I plant, and kind of till it in and let it sit for a week or so before anything goes in, which obviously I can do after I start the seedlings, since you need like 6 weeks of the seedlings indoors before you plant them out.
And what about your cooking? What's going on there?
Nothing.
Wah wah.
I know. Everyone's being sick and I don't. I haven't
Wah,
wanted
wah.
to cook. I've just been doing like a lot of soups.
Darn.
I know.
We need to
Although
get you back into cooking.
soon, because my middle daughter had her birthday, so I'm going to be doing a cake. And she really liked the Swiss roll cake that I attempted, because I'm a fan of the Great British Bake Off. And they had a Swiss roll challenge, and I was like, I've never made one of those. So immediately I went and tried to do it gluten-free, and it turned out really awesome. I enjoyed it, and she loved it. And so she asked for that for her birthday cake this year.
Nice.
Which my husband's a little bit sad on, because he really enjoys my Harry Potter birthday cake that I make. That is insanely rich. I mean, it's a rich chocolate cake with a chocolate frosting covered in a chocolate ganache. Yeah. So, I mean, it is chocolate on chocolate on chocolate, and incredibly delicious, but you do not want, like, a Mondo slice of it. Otherwise, you're just down for the count. Yeah, so that's our rogues and everything.
Sorry. Trying to manage it.
Hopefully we got this down next week, and next week we will attempt to do a written one, so it's maybe not so jumbly.
Yeah, I think maybe.
We'll see.
I mean, this might
Maybe
be
we
us.
like the jumbly.
Maybe this might be us. I think, if you help me remember, we'll try to do a couple of offshoots, and maybe we can get some of the rogue in really rogue. Like,
Yeah, well, we
take
need to
some
start.
pictures of your chicken.
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
That would
Because I
be
love my chickens. They're great.
fun.
All right, see you guys next week.
Bye.